welcome to the Twitch and Stitch podcast, my podcast about knitting and homesteading. I am Marsha, also known as Fairy Little on Instagram and Ravelry, and I would like to say a massive thank you to all of the new subscribers. Hello to everybody who's returning, and welcome. I'm so excited to be getting a podcast out to you. And I am recording here in the sunny Okanagan Valley in British Columbia, Canada. And it is autumn. It is autumn with all of the autumnness that is autumn, and it's my absolute favorite season. And I know a lot of people are saying it's their favorite season. It's my favorite season because a lot of things happen in the autumn that are really important to me, like my birthday. My birthday's in October. So I'm super excited about that. That's coming mid-October. I think it's the same weekend as Ryan Beckett usually lands on that weekend. Yeah, and a lot has happened. I went to the Armstrong Fair and we got to meet some weavers and spinners, and my girls got to learn how to do some weaving and got to see the sheep, and it's a really cool fair. And Carla from the Relentless Knitting audio podcast had entered some things into the fair, and I went the day before she went, and I was texting her and said, "So do you want to know how you did?" She's like, "Well, I'm going tomorrow." So I didn't tell her how well she did, but I took pictures of all of her ribbons. It was fantastic, and I was so excited and proud for her because I'm like, I know her, which was super fun. We had a small earthquake. Everything's fine. It was a 4.3, I think, a little ways away from where I live. So when it hit here, it was about a 2.3, I think, is what we felt here. So yeah, we're all good. It's all safe. We've been fighting illness in the house since school started, because as school starts, all the colds go around. So we've been fighting one. It's come through the house a couple times. So a couple weeks ago, I was going to record, and I'd been moving some furniture downstairs and moved a bookcase into the hallway to get it out of the way while we were moving some other things, and then figure out where I wanted the bookcase. And I just tucked it in along the wall, and it's a pretty tall bookcase. It's probably about 7 feet tall or something. And that evening, I went down the stairs, and it was dark, and I turned right into it, and I smashed my face into the bookcase. And I'm not sure if I broke my nose. It didn't bleed, but it's been in a lot of pain and swollen since. And so I had 2 black eyes, so I decided I wouldn't record with these big shiners under my eyes. And then last week I was going to record, but then the whole house was sick and everybody was home. And so this week I was going to record earlier in the week, but then I got sick. So it's been kind of cycling through. Hopefully this is it and we're done. I went to bed last night at 8 o'clock, fell asleep around 9-ish, just totally done. So I made a point to try to get extra sleep so that I'm feeling well enough this morning to podcast. And yeah. And I really want to be well for this weekend, because this weekend is Knit City and I'm so excited, and that it's coming, and yay. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. So I want to start right away talking about my works in progress. And look how organized I am. I also want to say, if I forget anything, I do apologize. I have a fever right now, so I'm a little bit so I'll go get my works in progress. So my first work in progress is the Blackberry Cardigan. Just finding the front page here. By Alexander Charlotte Defoe. And I cast this on May 15th. And I always write when I cast it on what time. And I kind of just put it aside. It's a cabled cardigan, and it's knit flat. And just show that for a little second longer, and the front comes around like this, so there's only 4 buttons in the front, and it is beautiful. And I'm knitting it in some Maccaslin Woolen Mill red yarn, and I have the back almost complete, so it's coming along, and I am really enjoying this knit. It's intuitive now, but it took me a while to for it to become intuitive. So I have all my charts written out and everything separate. And I'm using my Haya sharps. What I am noticing is, because these are the needles I use for almost everything, what I'm noticing is how I'm holding it. It's actually like bending the wire at the end. It's not a big deal, and I just have to bend it back, but that is starting to happen, so I'm noticing that more. And I'm using this, and I do believe, I don't know what kind of cable needle it is actually. I think it's Knit Pro, but it could be like Addie's. I'm not sure, but I'm really enjoying this. I've only had plastic ones before, so it works really well. It's nice and smooth. One thing is that because some of my stitches are so tight, I don't know if you can see right there, it's starting to chip off the paint. So that's happening. I'm doing the pattern as is, and I do believe I am doing, what size? I'm doing the 38-inch bust. So it's 25.5 inches long, 38-inch bust. So yeah, so that one it's coming along. It's actually knitting up fairly quickly. It's slowing me down because I was knitting through things super fast. So it's just, I just needed something. I needed a change of pace. I've just been going at both ends for so long. I just wanted something that like caused me to have to slow down and like be more reflective in my knitting. And this is definitely doing that for me. I stopped being as mindful while I was knitting as I have in the past, and just was producing and producing and producing. But it's also like I use knitting also to deal with like anxiety stuff too. So it's yeah, it's just, I just needed to go back, like, you know, step back and come back to basics a little bit, and just, you know, slow down and just appreciate my knitting and the process. And so this has definitely done that for me, and I'm super excited about this. And yet I've put it down because I cast something else on as well. So I've been working on that. I have some socks that are made with some opal sock yarn. I'm not sure what I've lost the tag on it, but this was given to me, this yarn was given to me by Carla, who is Knit Nick's podcast, when I was in Calgary. And this yarn is so pretty. And I've gotten the most compliments on this yarn out of any yarn for a very long time. And it's just, people are like, you should knit those for me. And I'm like, I should knit them for me because I think they're pretty. So I was also given a pattern for the heel that I'm going to put into these. And it's called Kiss the Partridge Heel. It's available on Ravelry for sale now. And it is by Shauna Wood of Shauna Stitches. And it's a short row heel. And I'm a big fan of the short row heel. So she sent it to me to give a read over, and being sick and everything that's been going on, I didn't have an opportunity, but I'll be posting a project page. I am trying to get better at that. I did post recently a couple projects in Ravelry for my project page, so that's really exciting. So thank you very, very, very much for that pattern, and I'm really excited to get into it. I just haven't yet, so sorry. And also, KT from Inside Number 23 and I are co-hosting a colorwork knit along that is going to start October 1st. Works in progress are acceptable. I'm planning on doing 2 different projects. I have 2 different projects lined up. Whether I complete them or not, that's neither here nor there. I'll complete at least one for the knit along, but whether I get the second one done, I'm not putting that pressure on myself. I just have it lined up just in case. But having said that, I have started on one of the projects. It is in fingering weight, so I started it because I want to be able to get it done in the knit along time, and it's one of those projects again that I'm doing to slow myself down. It's called the Farah Raglan, and it is in the Fair Isle Style 20 Fresh Designs book, and by Mary Jane Mucklestone. Some really fantastic patterns in here, and this I got on Amazon. It was on Amazon. And this is the pattern that I'm knitting. So it's called the Farah Raglan, and it is gorgeous. It's short sleeves. When I saw it, I fell in love with it, and I found it on Ravelry first. And then after finding it on Ravelry, it said that it was only available in this book, so I ordered it. But it's coming out amazing, and I'm knitting it, for the most part, it's being knit with Cascade Heritage Silk. Sorry, there was a bit of a knot. And it's a lot of colors, so it's definitely have a bin of colors that I'm using. So this is how it's coming up. It's a top down, and I wanted to say I've been doing a lot of top downs lately, and I used to not like them, and now it's just another knit to me, so that's good. I'm enjoying this a lot. I love doing color work. I love that this is going to be a fingering weight color work top, and I love how it's coming out. So this is the Cascade Heritage Silk. All of these ones are, the only one so far that isn't is that bright pink, because I didn't realize I didn't have quite enough colors. So I pulled out 2 different colors because I needed 2 more colors. And it's Knit Picks Stroll Fingering in Rouge. And they have a comparable feel. It doesn't have silk in it, but it's only for a couple of the motifs, so it's just for the added color. So this one is Rouge, and I actually thought it was red when I ordered it, but it's more of a pink. There you go. There. It's more of a pink than a red. And then this one is the Electric Blue, and I knew this was going to be a bright blue when I got it. So I'm really excited about adding those in, and I don't feel like, because sometimes I feel like I want exactly all the same yarn, and I've been collecting this yarn for a while with a color work project in mind. I didn't know which color work project, so but I have been collecting it over the last 6 months to put together with a project to work together in mind, and I don't feel like I've compromised in any way. I don't feel like I've compromised it in any way, so I'm really happy with that, and it is coming along gorgeously. And again, I'm using high sharps for that, and I'm making, what size am I making? I'll tell you that right now. I am making the size 36 3/4 inch bust, so it's like the middle medium size. Yeah, so that's all for my works in progress right now. So we are starting the Canada Cal. That kicks off, I mean, not Canada Cal, we are starting the Colorwork Cal, and that kicks off on the 1st of October, and it goes to December 1st. And yes, and I'm winding down 2 different cals right now. The Canada Cal ends on September 31st, so I'll draw for winners on the next episode. I will lock the thread on September 31st, and that's just knitting with different yarn patterns, like designs, and different elements that are Canadian. And I also picked up some fabric to do a Canadian themed project bag to do as one of the prizes as part of a giveaway. So I'm really excited about that. So I also have a double dip knit along. So this knit along is till December 31st, and I draw for prizes every 3 months. So I'll be drawing in the next episode for the double dip knit along. And what it is it's just a thread that's open for anybody who is entering into another knit along. You can also enter into the double dip knit along. There's a thread in the Ravelry group, and you just post your picture in there and link whatever the knit along is that you're doing with that project, and then you're entered to win a second chance. And I draw from all of the entries each time, so I'm not limiting it to like if you enter in this section then you're only entered there. You're entered each time, and I will be drawing next week. So the thing is the last time I did a draw, I drew for about, I don't know, there's 5 or 10 names that I drew, because people had donated so many lovely prizes, so I just did a bunch of different draws, and a whole bunch of people never contacted me. So I have some things that were donated previously that will be going into the next one. That knit along is going to close on December 31st. I'll do my final drawing on my next episode, my first episode in January for that. But then that thread will be closed and the double dip knit along will be finished. So so that knit along is going to be ending then. I'm also going to be co-hosting a work in progress knit along, which is going to start in November, and I'll talk more about that after we get the colorwork cowl started, and then I'll do the introduction to the work in progress knit along. But it will start in November, and the point of it is to get everything off the needles and start fresh for January, or try whatever, like just trying to get as many works in progress off your needles as you can before January. So that's super exciting because I really need that myself. So and I'll be co-hosting that with the Legacy Knits podcast, Sue and Chelsea, and also Jenny of Lone Larch podcast. So that's coming up as well. I have some FOs. Now, I have an old FO that I'm wearing right now because I wanted to talk about this because I have been wearing it so much lately. Like, it is my go-to finished object shawl that I've been wearing for this autumn, and I love it, love it, love it. And I just wanted to reshare it because it is so amazing and so comfortable and squishy. And it's knit with Manos Del Uruguay yarn, and it is my schmancy shawl, and it is huge. Like, this is the largest size. It has 5 sizes in the pattern, and it has 2 different edgings. So it's got this edging, this lace edging, and then it has a simplified edging. So if this is too much for you, then there's a simple version. But it's so big, and I love the shape. It doesn't fall off. It's just like a nice warm hug, and I've been loving it so much. I wore it to a wedding, and it was my accent piece, and it was just so, it was so lovely. And it's my favorite. I'm going to be bringing this to Knit City because I just wear it constantly right now. I just, whenever I go out, because it's between wearing a jacket weather and wearing sweaters, so just throw something on around my neck, especially since I've been sick. It's just been so lovely. And this pattern is available on Ravelry, and there's 5 different sizes, so if that's too big for you, then there's other sizes to choose from. And it takes about 2 skeins of yarn, because the edging takes just as much as the rest of the body almost. So but just, I love it so much, and I've given a copy of this to quite a few people lately, and so if you haven't cast it on yet, maybe cast it on, because it's so nice. I'm loving it. Okay, but so that's my old FO, but I'm going to take off my old FO to show you my new FOs. So I finished the Featherweight cardigan. I finished it shortly after the last episode, and it is knit in Manos Del Uruguay in the Marina yarn in the steampunk colorway, and I love it. I love it so much. I wore it for the first 3 days after I knit it, and then I just decided I should probably put it aside until after I show you guys, because I was well on my way to wear it out. So it is lace weight. I did knit it in the lace weight. I didn't change on one of the sleeves. I went up a size in needles for the beginning of it, and I went to DPNs, and it was a mess. So I went back and did magic loop, and the same size I was doing, I didn't have to go up a needle size. I didn't have to change the pattern anyway, except I made the sleeves longer. So in making the sleeves longer, I did add decreases down the sleeves every 10 rows or something, until I got to the length I wanted. And when I finished, my sleeves were about here when I had finished, and after I blocked it, they blocked out to the perfect length. Like, I'm so happy with this, and I'll show you how long it is. So I did it a little bit longer as well in the body, but I love it. It is so just drapey, and I love that I wasn't sure if I was gonna love how open it is in the front, because I thought I'd be like fixing it all the time, and I don't know if I have been on the, like, while I'm recording right now, but I don't feel like I am. It's just very nice. So I'm very, very happy with this. I did do a project page. This yarn made this knit just so nice. I'd never knit with this yarn before, the Manos Del Uruguay Marina. And I've spoken with other people who are knitting the Featherweight right now, and they're, you know, hitting where it's turning into a slog for them. And this knit for me was never that. Like, it was, I could see how it could be that. If I didn't enjoy the yarn so much, it could definitely have turned into a slog for me, but I just enjoyed the yarn every time I picked it up. I was just excited to be touching it. Like, the texture of it, it's just so soft. It's a single ply yarn. So I don't know how well that's going to wear for pilling, but I don't even care, because I just love it so, so much. It was just so brilliant to work with, and this just flew off the needles. Lace weight cardigan, and it went fast for me. Like, well, I'm a fast knitter, but it just felt like I just couldn't get enough of it, and I felt like I needed to put it down so that I wouldn't just knit it all up, and, you know, it's just like eating really fast. I just want to enjoy it and just like enjoy the experience and the process. So oh my goodness, you guys, if you haven't tried this yarn, I definitely recommend it. So that is one of my finished objects. And this is my final finished object. So I wanted to say I have met my goal. The Featherweight is by Hannah Fettig as well, if you're wondering. I've met my goal. I've done 15 tops, and I have one more finished object, but it's not here. But I finished my 15 tops for the year, so I'm super excited about that. And this is my final finished object. It's called the Boathouse, and it's by Alicia Plummer, and it's supposed to be done in 2 colors, and I just did it in 1. And it is I did the size 40. So if I knit this again, I would go down a size for sure. This one has a lot of ease on me, but I used a smaller yarn size. It calls for sport weight, and I used a fingering, so I thought that I would go up a size because the difference in the yarn, but I didn't do a swatch or anything, which I should have done, but it's fine because it's very comfortable. It's very breathable. This too was a really quick knit. It's knit from the top down, and then it's just knitting till you get to the bottom, and then it's a 1x1 rib. There's some body shaping elements to it, and you pick up this, the collar at the end, so you knit that at the end. So I might actually, I'm thinking about whether I'll take that out and actually re-knit it in a smaller needle size, just to bring it in just a smidge. Other than that, this pattern, it was really nice to knit. And this yarn I've never used before, and it's called Mountain Meadow Wool, Touch of the West, and they are located in Buffalo, Wyoming, USA. And let me see here. It's 100% mountain merino targi, and it's a 2-ply baby, 345 yards per skein. And this yarn is so cool. It is so, this was the other reason I did a smaller size, because this has so much stretch to it. Like, I was blown away with how springy it is. And I've never knit with targi before, and I was very happy with it. When knitting with it, it felt a little bit like, it feels like wool, but it kind of also has the texture like almost like a cottony kind of texture. But it softened once it was blocked. It's definitely not a rough wool. Like, it doesn't feel rough at all. It's just feels more hard working, I'd say, probably. But it's very comfortable, and it breathes really well. This yarn was very nice to work with. I knit this in probably, I think it was 5 or 7 days or something. It was fairly quickly how quickly I knit this. And I do enjoy a top that has short sleeves, like, I have to say, because that's, you know, once you're done the body, you just do the finish off the sleeves and you're done. So it was really nice. My sister Scylla wants to steal this from me, actually, because she likes it too. So, and it's a beautiful color. I forgot to mention the color. It's called Hannah. It's in the Hannah colorway. So you can actually get this yarn from, it's www.mountainmeadowwool.com, and it's so lovely. It smells good too. Look, I match. Ha ha ha. So those are my FOs that you can see. Another finished object that I did is I knit a flax sweater, and I knit it in Bernat Soft, I think, super soft. And it was for a birthday present for a little girl. So I knit the size 6 to 8 year old size, and it turned out beautifully. It was so cute. It's 100% acrylic. I asked the mom, who's a good friend of mine, what if like how washable she wanted it, and she said very washable. Like, I just want to throw it in the washing machine and forget it, kind of thing. So I'm like, okay, so we'll do acrylic. And I've never just steam blocked with a steamer. Scylla got a steamer, and so I steam blocked it after it was done, and it was a massive difference. It looked so good when it was done, because I didn't soak it or anything, because I didn't know whether, I didn't think that would make that much of a difference, but steaming it made a massive difference, and it looked 100% better when it was steamed, and then all the stitches tightened up and evened out, and it just looked brilliant. And she was wearing it today to school, which was super cute. She was so excited when she got it, and she could not stop smiling and gave me massive hugs. She's so cute. So she really appreciates her knits, that little girl. So I'm super happy with her response, and I will definitely knit for her into the future, because she just appreciates it so much. Now it's time for some snail mail. I ordered a bag from Frog Peak Creations, who's Monique, and I met her in Sorrento at the Sorrento retreat, and she had this fantastic bag in her shop. And it made me so happy, so I ordered it, and I'm super happy with it. And actually, it's going to house my color work top that I'm knitting, because so many of the colors in it are in this bag as well. So I'm going to be using this for that. And then it's got a striped interior, and it's just a pull string, but it also has the wrist to carry it around, because, you know, I like to hike and knit. So that's that. Super excited about that, and it's really well made. She has an Etsy shop, and it is www.etsy.com/shop/frog peak creations. Sorry, I'm fading a little bit. I also received a lovely gift from the amazing and wonderful Debbie Reese, and she sent me some fantastic alpaca yarn. It's so pretty and it's so soft and it's brown and it matches my hair. Well, not quite, but isn't it pretty? So I really love alpaca and I'm super excited about this. So thank you so much, Debbie. And she also sent me a beautiful little card. And I haven't taken anything out of here because I wanted to keep it all together. She sent me some stitch markers for progress keepers, which are super, super cute. And also some cards that have M's on them. For Marsha. Oh, I'm so excited. These are awesome. Thank you so much, Debbie. I love it. And I've got to figure out a project for that yarn because I really, really want to knit with it. So after I met with the grocery girls, and they gave us some scissors, I think it's the owner of this little shop called clemscottdesigns.com got a hold of me, and her name is Paula, and she asked me if I would like some scissors and buttons to give away on the podcast as well. And I said, sure, that would be lovely, and thank you very much. So she sent me a whole bunch of little scissors and a whole bunch of buttons, and I'm so excited about this because this means that not only did I receive a whole bunch of scissors and buttons, but so did you, because I'm going to be sending these out as prizes, and I'm so excited. That it was so amazing, and she sent so many, and I really, really love these little scissors. They're so handy to have in all of your project bags. Seriously. I'm a collector of little scissors. So they're just so cute. Your fingers fit in them, so they're not a big pain. And they even have their little name on them, which is so cool. And so there's this shape, and there's also the flower ones that I got in tons of different colors. So I'm going to be adding some scissors and buttons into prize packages throughout the next little while, and just enhance your experience, your prize winning experience with these lovely things. And if you would like to go to their website, these are mother of pearl buttons, and they are so pretty. They're so, so pretty. There's different shapes and different colors and different amounts. They're just, like, those ones are stunning. Different sizes. Yeah, they're just, there's like greens and oranges and so many different, there we go, different colors. So definitely, go give them some love and check out their selection because it's pretty awesome. So I also wanted to let you guys know that Manos Del Uruguay is putting a call out for designers. So I was contacted by the lovely Stephanie, and she mentions to me of Stitchcraft Marketing. She mentioned to me that Manos Del Uruguay is looking for designers for their yarns, and they actually have a page on Ravelry that has the outline, and they kind of give you a theme of what they would like it to kind of be inspired by. It doesn't have to be that thing. It's just inspired by this idea, and come up with an idea, and you submit it to them, what your idea is, what yarn you would need, and how much yarn it would take. And then they decide whether they're going to send you the yarn and support the project or whatever. But it's amazing when companies like that are opening their doors to designers, like new designers, old designers. So that's super exciting. So you can go over there and check them out. And if you are a budding designer, definitely take a look into there and just take a look at that. So I'm going to Knit City. Okay, this is super exciting. I am going to Knit City. So Scylla and I leave tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. We're leaving tomorrow evening to go. We're driving about an hour north. And then Friday morning, we're getting up super early. And we are picking up Carla from the Relentless Knitting audio podcast, which you can listen to on iTunes and subscribe to. And then we are driving down to Vancouver. We are going to go to the Atrium and we are going to pick up Carrie from the Knit Pug podcast. She was formerly on the Two Tangled Skeins podcast. And so we're going to be picking her up and then we are taking her to Shannon's house of Socksetra, and a whole bunch of podcasters are meeting up there for brunch. So that's why we have to leave so early. Vancouver from here is about 5 hours. So getting all of that and negotiated and getting into the city during rush hour, going into the city, which is the direction all the traffic will be going. We're just giving ourselves some extra time to get to Shannon's at around 11 is what we're kind of hoping. And we're having brunch there, which is super exciting. And then we're going to take, a bunch of us are going to go over to Sweet Georgia. We're going over to Sweet Georgia and we are going to go shopping. And somebody said, hey, maybe we should let Sweet Georgia know that we're going to be coming. I think it's fine. There's quite a bunch of us. And I'm super excited about that. And I get to meet Steve, he used to have a show called It Takes Balls to Knit. And it was a paid for show, but I didn't watch those ones. I just watched the ones he put out for free. And he was actually the person who taught me how to do the long tail cast on, where it actually clicked in my brain and I was like, aha, I got this. And that was only 2.5 years ago, I want to say. Maybe 3 years ago now, but I'm pretty sure it was just 2.5 years ago because I just started knitting socks 3 years ago and I was still using my old method of cast on, which I don't think anybody really, I just made it up. So maybe it's a kind of cast on, I don't know, but nothing's fallen apart that I've cast on with it. But so I learned the long tail cast on from him. So he's going to be at this brunch and I'm super excited to meet him. Also, Shannon was doing a Periscope one day and she asked everybody if they wanted to do like a virtual knit night. So we all just went on and did a virtual knit night and we were there for hours. It was so much fun. It was hilarious. Everybody went and did what they needed to do as they were doing, and found a couple new podcasts through that that I've watched pieces of, but I haven't finished watching all of them yet. So I'm going to continue doing that and then I'll talk about them in the next couple episodes, I think. And I found a new podcast as well, and it's called the Knit Knacker podcast, and she is adorable. Yeah, she's so easy to listen to, and I still early days, and I'm still I haven't had a ton of time to dedicate to watching, so I've been having podcasts off in the background. So, but really lovely to listen to, and she just seems like a very caring person. So I like podcasts like that. So, and I also wanted to let you all know I had a shop update. I announced it on like an actual update, not just putting stuff in my shop. and I announced it on Instagram. But I have some bags left after the update, and I wanted to show them to you because they're still there. So as of my recording right now, they are in my house. They're still here. They're still available. And if you want to go over to my Etsy shop, which is Very Little, and I'll have the link below. If you want to go over there and see if any of these spark your interest and you want to see if they're still there, then just go and pop over and take a look. But I have some pretty fantastic bags, if I do say so myself, available. I'm loving the fabric. So there are, let me see, I think there's still 16, I think, available. So this is one of them. This is my shawl and sock size bag. So this is not my large size, and it's just plain white on the inside. And I like that because it's easier to see what's in the bottom. Okay, so story time. So when I went to Edmonton, I was all over the place hanging out with everybody. And my last episode, I mentioned that I'd lost something that was very important to me. I was calling Edmonton every single day to all of the stores that I'd been in. I called the RCMP, which is the police. I was checking online on Kijiji to see if anybody had found, it was my wedding band. It went missing. And I realized when we were in Olds and hanging out with Laura, we were at a bowling alley, and I realized it was gone. And after that, my brain was just like, I went through all of my bags 3 times. I pulled everything apart and looked through all of my project bags and everything over and over. And I got home and I was just like sick. And I was like just phoning every day trying to find it. I contacted Jenny because we stayed with her and asked her if she'd seen it in the backyard. We went to a wedding, so I asked them, you know, I talked to everybody to see if they'd seen this ring. And I got home, and I was home for about a week, and I found it, and it was in the bottom of one of my project bags. And the relief, like, I had gone to the jewelry store to find out how much it would cost to get this thing remade, because I was just it was the worst feeling ever. I finally found it, and it was in the bottom of one of my project bags, and it wasn't quite as light as this, but if I ever put a ring in a project bag again, I'm going to be able to see it. So this moral of the story is, don't put your wedding ring in your project bag. That's what the moral of that story is. So this is just a white inside. It's got a pull tab there, a pull tab there, and these are new. And it's my new little Very Little tab, which is super cute. And so this, I only have one of these bags made up right now, and they have jam on them. And I thought this is perfect because this is canning season, and we've been doing tons and tons of canning. So that made me think of this season. So this is my shawl and sock size. I have some in the shop that were from before I had a standard size, and so they are like listed as small, medium, and large, I think. So this is, okay, so this is my sock size, and I'll show you the difference. So the sock and shawl size is a bit wider and a little bit taller. And then this is my sock size. And this one has this fancy inside. It's just been ironed. Weird, that's all. Yeah, so this fancy fabric on the inside, and it's got the pull tabs. So that's my sock size. And I only have one of those as well. This is shawl and sock size, and I have 4 of these. So this is that fabric, and then on the inside it's white. It's got my little tag in there. So it's a good size. Like, here, I'll show you on my massive shawl that I have. That's two skeins of yarn. So there's plenty of room in there. So that's good. I did do a sweater size bag, but that one sold right right away. And this one is, again, the sock size one. This is my sock size one. And it's got a white inside. But this one, these make me happy. I had another fabric that I still have some in that I need to sew up that are just like all of these pumpkins. And they just make my heart so happy. But look at a little wolf howling at the moon and crows, chandelier and a little spider and bats. Like these are really good Halloween ones. I'm not a huge Halloween person, but I know that some people are. So this is one from my old update, and it's classed as a medium size. So it's about probably shawl size, I'd say. And then this is the back of it. I have all of the measurements for my bags in my Etsy shop as well. And there's only one of those. And then this cute little bag. So cute. So cute. They make me so happy. And then this one is, I think it's listed as a large, but this would be like a large shawl or a small, like a t-shirt. If you're knitting a t-shirt, I would say this one would be. And then I'll just show you quickly all of the rest of the ones that I have in there. So I have another one of these. And then I have a small, this is like a Notions pouch. And it's got the Japanese writing interior. And then this one is sock bag. Or just, I use these for makeup bags too. So you could use it for that as well. But this bag, and it's a sock bag. And then this one again is one of my larger ones, and there's only one of this color fabric. And this one is a tall one, and it's a shawl bag as well. And it's got the gold interior. And a couple of these come with pulls. I don't think that that's something I'm going to continue on with. It's just, I just don't have the time to make all of those. This one's a shawl and sock bag. Same as that one, it's the same. And then I've got these three that are that fashion fabric one. So I do have a ton more fabric that I need to cut out and make into bags, and that will come as it comes, and I'm super excited about getting those done. It's been quite the little bit. Oh, I wanted to show you guys too. I did, so Kristen, who is Vullen Vine, who has the Yarngasm podcast, is doing a box of socks cal. And it's been so long since I podcasted. I've had this thing since like the day after my last podcast. I picked up a box from Winners, and it says create your own happiness, which I love. I love. But let's see if I can do this without everything falling out. This is where I am so far for my box of socks. These are all the socks that I've knit this year that I haven't given away as gifts. She says it has to be all personal for yourself knitting. So all of these I've knit this year, and they're all mine. So now that I've shown you them, I am going to bring some to Knit City to wear, because I don't think I'll bring the whole box, because that might just be a little bit ridiculous. But some of these pairs I haven't worn yet because I have too many. So I'll bring those ones to Knit City. I'm so excited to get knitting. I get to hang out with Jody and Tracy, and I'm super excited about that. I get the opportunity to meet so many podcasters and designers, and I'm going to be meeting Susan B. Anderson, which I'm super excited about. That is going to be happening on Saturday. I'm taking a class with her, and Jody and Tracy are going to be there as well. And I think one of my other friends is going to be there as well. Super excited about everything that's coming up. And I'm just really loving knitting right now, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. There's there was something else I wanted to say. I might do some videos from Knit City, and I might do some clips from the way down, maybe, to put in the episode as well. Oh yes, I wanted to mention we're getting close to 3,000 subscribers now, so I'm super excited about that. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody to come and subscribe. And if you haven't subscribed, remember to subscribe. And then I'm going to do a giveaway for 3,000 subscribers. I sent out my prize to the lady who won from 2,500 subscribers. I sent her a bag and some yarn, and they just went together perfectly. And I'll put a picture in at the end. But I also showed it on my Instagram feed as well. But I want to do a big prize for my 3,000 subscriber giveaway, and I'm thinking that I will make a sweater bag and get some stuff going. Maybe fill it with some things. So I'm just like, when I did the 2,500 subscriber giveaway, I was expecting it to be, you know, quite a while before I hit that wonderful mark, and it happened right away. So I just want to make sure that I get this out there right now so that I have a little bit of time to plan. And yeah, I'm super excited about that because I have some amazing things that have been sent to me to give as prizes, and I would just love to make just a massive package for the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. What I'll do is I'll open a thread in the Ravelry group, and maybe, yeah, I'll open a thread in the Ravelry group and do the draw from there. And you'll have to go into there to see what the question is, because I haven't thought of it yet. Also, I was contacted by the ladies who run Knit City, and they gave me 2 weekend passes to give away, and they needed to hear back right away. So I actually just did a draw in the Ravelry group. So if you don't want to miss anything, go over to the Ravelry group and join, because it was just a quick giveaway in there, and I just, and it was only 2 people who entered, so it was easy to give those 2 passes away. And so there's some lovely viewers who I'm going to get to see at Knit City, which I'm super excited about. Have I said that enough that I'm super excited about Knit City? Oh my goodness, I'm super excited. And it's totally like Christmas to me. Like, the closer it gets, the more, and I don't even know what I'm gonna pack, like, for clothes. I brought out all of my knitting, and I've got some friends who keep telling me I should just go in shifts and keep changing throughout the day, but I just don't think that's doable because I'm gonna be too busy buying all the things and seeing all the things. There are a couple stalls that I'm totally excited to go and see, and one of them is Kristen McIntyre Jewelry. She has these necklaces that she makes, and they have a little like ring on them, and it actually, and then it has a like an embroidery needle that fits on it, so you're wearing your embroidery needle or darning needle, so that when you get to weaving in the ends, you have it and you're wearing it as a piece of jewelry, and I think it's beautiful. And so if she has those there, that's definitely on the top of my list of things that I want to pick up, as well as Caitlin French is going to be there, and she does amazing dyeing. I picked up some of her yarn last year, and she does natural dyeing of her yarns, and they are scrumptious. I've been knitting with one of her yarns. I've been knitting with 2 of her yarns actually recently. I'm doing 2 different designs, and I'm using her yarn for them. Who knew? And but I'm going to go pick up some more of that yarn, and actually I'm going to be looking for some things to do as giveaway prizes as well while I'm there. So I think that that's going to be really, really fun. I'm so excited. If you are going to Knit City and you see me, come on over, stop by, say hi. I'm a hire. If you want to sit and knit for a while, I'm totally up for that too. There's going to be a couple meetups that we're going to be doing, and one is going to be at the pub below the atrium, which is the hotel a bunch of us are staying at. And so we leave tomorrow night. Syl and I will be packing up. I'm going to be packing today and packing all my knitting projects probably all of them. And I'm taking a shawl shapes class, which I'm super excited about, with Susan B. Anderson. Yay! Okay, so I think that is all. And hopefully I will have something up for you guys early next week from the weekend. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And I hope you have a beautiful next couple weeks. And until next time,